Diane, thanks so much. We've got a few events coming our way in February, not too many days away, and that might have you eating and snacking a little bit more. The Super Bowl for one, and then Valentine's Day. And right now, added sugar is becoming the ingredient you might want to avoid. On average, Americans eat about 17 teaspoons of added sugar every day, and 10% of them are either diabetic or pre-diabetic. So we want to give you some tips about ways to avoid added sugar when you're planning those big events. Jayne Jones, the no sugar baker, joins us now. Jayne, thanks for joining us. Can you tell us first how you started on your no sugar journey?
Yeah, absolutely. I've talked to you guys a zillion times before, so here's the fast story, usually during the week. Ended up in the emergency room on my birthday, believe it or not. My husband dragged me to the emergency room screaming and crying. I thought I had the flu. Turns out my glucose level was over 600. My blood pressure was 289 over 189. The ER physician diagnosed me as severely diabetic and told me these magical words. She said, for the rest of your life, you need to eat lean meats and salads, and she sent me on my merry way. What she didn't tell me was going to wake up to no eyesight for the next 3 weeks of my life. Here's the great part. 6 months later, insulin-free, diabetic medicine-free, sugar-free, 60 pounds later, and my vision was back to 20/20. So I have become, over the last 3 years, America's voice of what it's like to bake and live sugar-free.
So, I mean, when people hear sugar-free, they probably think bland for the rest of my life, right?
Do I look like a girl that eats
Absolutely not. No way. And that's what we would think. You've been able to make things that still probably taste amazing, but don't have those added sugars.
Well, not even added sugar. So to me, that's kind of a tricky word. So added sugar is actually an additional sugar that's already into the label, right? So I had to learn the hard way. So now I read labels more than anybody. So added sugar, so I think you were talking about those teaspoons. My husband gasped when he heard the number of teaspoons, right? But that's added sugar. That doesn't include the amount of natural sugar or the sugar that's already in the product.
Yeah. Exactly. So what are some things we can do to avoid the unnecessary sugars?
You got labels, right? I never knew before I got sick that the FDA has over 97 different ways of calling sugar sugar.
Wow.
Right? So if you elected me president, I would just be like, sugar.
Yeah, exactly.
Sugar. I wouldn't be like, oh, this could be a different code name for it. So you have to be really smart about it, and you have to realize about those sugars that are in there. So like milk has a ton of sugar, right? So I don't do anything baking with the sugar. I'm completely sugar-free. So here's what we did today. So we made the no sugar baker chocolate chip cheesecake cookie. So if you're doing Valentine's Day, listen, friends, listen to me closely. I know what it's like to celebrate Valentine's Day and be like, oh, well, here's a basket of candy, Jayne. Christmas, we get, my husband and I kind of giggle. We get like candy sent to us, fruit sent to pears, and I'm always like, do they not realize that literally we are everybody in America seems to know that we're a completely sugar-free home. So you have to be smart about it. So my best advice right now is give somebody a sugar-free gift that needs it, right? So you can make these chocolate chip cheesecake cookies that are completely sugar-free. They taste great. And then write a little note like, roses are red, Valentines are blue. Being sugar-free is the very new cool you, so it goes together. What you're going to do is I use erythritol. So it's an all-natural sweetener. So this is their powdered, so it's like fake powdered sugar. So I just put that right into cream cheese. Cream cheese is completely sugar-free. So I put that right into her. I have now, we went from ER to QVC last week. I don't know if you guys heard, so we just released frozen cookie dough. So you can use the frozen cookie dough that's completely sugar-free, or you can go on nosugarbaker.com, find our chocolate chip cookie recipe. So you can just make it, take the cookie dough, put it in your hand after you make it, or take the frozen cookie dough, put it in your hand, and then you're gonna whip together what I just told you, the confectioner's sweetener, along with cream cheese, kind of like you're making the old-fashioned peanut butter cup, right? Take it, put it in the refrigerator, put it into a ball, put it right into the dough, and then put the dough, again, right on top of it, bake it. I'm a big fan of baking cookies at 350 for 10 minutes, right? So you get the chocolate chip cookie with the cheesecake. Can you see this, guys?
Oh, wow. I can see a little bit of the cheesecake in there.
Let me get another one. So this one you can see right on top. So you can see the cream cheese coming right on top of it. Do you see that?
Yeah.
It oozes out of it, right? So you get the whole wonderful taste right inside there. You can make that for Valentine's Day with a cute little card. You can copy my little roses are red, or even Super Bowl parties. I know what it's like to go to a Super Bowl party and be like, no, no, no. Wings are full of sugar. The sauces on wings, don't kid yourself. Right? So here's what I have over here too. We have the jalapeno. I think you have the recipe. The the no sugar baker bacon cheese jalapeno wonton. Friends, it's so easy to do. Again, it's cream cheese, sour cream. There's a picture. Look at those
those look delicious.
Right. It's bacon, cream cheese, jalapenos. Make sure when you buy those jalapenos, you're not buying ones that are pickled because they're full of sugar. All these recipes are at nosugarbaker.com for free. Check it out, and you can bake healthy. My biggest goal in life, literally, is to show America how my oven behind me right here can go to your oven too. And listen, if I can go cold turkey on sugar, living sugar-free, I have no doubt that you can do the same thing too.
There you go. Jayne, thanks so much for joining us, giving us some tips and a little bit of your recipes for how we can have no sugar.
Hey, my pleasure. Good to see you guys again. Always fun to talk to friends.
You too, Jayne.